Rain tapped gently on the windshield as Daniel wiped his oil-stained hands on an old rag, leaning against the hood of a dented pickup truck outside his small-town auto shop. His shirt clung to his shoulders from the day's sweat, and exhaustion etched lines across his face. The world had been hard on him lately. Bills piling up, a broken coffee machine he couldn't afford to fix, and his 7-year-old daughter, Lily, waiting inside the dim shop office with a peanut butter sandwich for dinner. But Daniel still smiled every time he looked at her. She was his reason for everything. What he didn't know, as he turned to close up for the night, was that fate was about to pull into his parking lot in the form of a broken-down silver sedan, and a woman who would change his life forever. The car sputtered to a stop in front of his shop, headlights dimming. A woman stepped out, her hands trembling slightly as she looked at the smoking hood. She was dressed in a neat blazer, her hair pulled back, but her eyes told a story of exhaustion that mirrored his own. "I'm so sorry," she said softly, rain dripping off her coat. "My car just died. I don't know what happened." Daniel gave a small nod. "Don't worry, miss. Let's take a look." She hesitated. "I don't have any cash right now. I was just driving through town." "I could." Daniel cut her off with a kind smile. "It's okay. I'm not going to let you stand in the rain." He popped the hood and got to work. The woman watched as he worked silently, sleeves rolled up, every movement focused and calm despite the drizzle. It took him about half an hour to get it running again. When the engine roared back to life, she let out a breath of relief, the sound almost like a laugh breaking free from weeks of worry. "How much do I owe you?" she asked quickly. Daniel shook his head. "Just a sandwich," he said, smiling faintly. "I skipped lunch." Her eyebrows lifted. "That's it? You fixed my car for a sandwich?" He nodded. "Yeah, times are tough for everyone. A sandwich sounds about right." She looked at him for a moment, unsure whether to laugh or cry. "You're serious?" "Dead serious," he replied, smiling wider now. "Ham, turkey, peanut butter, I'm not picky." She chuckled softly. "Deal." When she came back from the small diner across the street, she handed him a warm wrapped sandwich and a cup of coffee. "It's not much," she said, her voice gentler now, "but thank you." He accepted it with a grateful nod, the heat of the coffee thawing something inside him. "You'd be surprised," he said quietly. "Sometimes the smallest things mean the most." They talked for a few minutes about work, about life. Her name was Emily. She was a marketing executive passing through town after a long, painful breakup and a job she wasn't sure she still wanted. He told her about Lily, about running the shop after his wife passed away 3 years earlier. There was an understanding in the air, a quiet connection between two broken people trying to keep going. When she finally drove off, Daniel didn't think much of it. Just another passing stranger, another night alone. But Emily couldn't stop thinking about him. The simplicity, the kindness, it lingered. The next morning, Daniel woke early as usual. He packed Lily's lunch, kissed her forehead, and sent her off with a neighbor to school. The shop was quiet again. Bills still stacked on the counter, the coffee still bitter, and yet he couldn't shake that woman's face from his mind. The way her gratitude seemed to carry something more. He was under a car changing brake pads when a sleek black SUV pulled up. He didn't recognize it until Emily stepped out, now dressed differently, brighter, more confident. She smiled when she saw him. "You're not easy to find, Daniel," she said. "I've been driving half the morning." He wiped his hands again, confused but curious. "Emily, everything okay with the car?" "The car's fine," she said. "Actually, I'm here for you." He frowned, surprised. "For me?" She nodded. "I thought about what you said, about small things meaning the most. And I realized you're doing something big with almost nothing. Keeping the shop running, raising your daughter, helping strangers without asking for anything in return." She took a deep breath and handed him an envelope. "I talked to a few people I know, investors, friends, people who care about stories like yours. We want to help." He opened the envelope, his hands trembling, and saw a check. More money than he'd seen in years. Enough to fix the shop, pay off his debts, maybe even start fresh. He blinked hard, unable to speak. "Emily, I can't." "You can," she interrupted gently. "Because people like you deserve a chance. You didn't fix my car for money. You reminded me that kindness still exists. Let me return the favor. Daniel swallowed, eyes glassy. I don't know what to say. Say you'll keep doing what you do, she said softly. Fixing things, cars, lives, whatever comes your way. He laughed quietly, shaking his head in disbelief. You really didn't have to. I know, she smiled. But I wanted to. Because you repaired more than my car that night, Daniel. You repaired a piece of my faith in people. As the days passed, the shop transformed. Fresh paint, new tools, and a small office corner where Lily now did her homework under warm lights. Emily kept visiting, sometimes with business advice, sometimes just to share dinner. What began with a sandwich slowly grew into something deeper. Trust, respect, and the quiet warmth of two hearts finding their way back to life. One evening, as the sun dipped low over the small town skyline, Daniel leaned against the doorway, watching Lily laugh with Emily as they fed a stray cat. He felt something stir inside him, a peace he hadn't felt in years. Maybe life wasn't about fixing everything at once. Maybe it was about those small moments, a sandwich, a smile, a spark of kindness that could change everything. And somewhere between the grease-stained hands and the sound of laughter, Daniel realized something simple yet profound. Sometimes it doesn't take much to change a life, just one good heart meeting another at exactly the right time.